an exciting fight there, not as emphatic, Viraghav, as the exit polls sort of had us believe. And as you can see there, the numbers currently 291 for the NDA, 230 for India. And as you were saying about the BJP, 236 is what they're at right now, down by 67. The Congress keeps touching that 100 par number, but now below at 99. But let's
it's fascinating in terms of the numbers that you're just seeing here. And this is an aggregate of states. Look, and I think the big shocker today for the BJP has come from the state of Uttar Pradesh, where I think the Samajwadi Party Congress alliance seems to have really held on. We'll have to wait for the numbers to firm up. Manisha Priyam here in the studios with us as well. Manisha, you've tracked Bihar very closely. We spoke about Karnataka. All through this election campaign, everyone was saying UP was the wild card. It does seem to have turned out to be the big wild card.
So, one has to understand that there were issues of the poor. I do not think that the brand Modi was eroding in a large way, but issues of the poor were being spoken about. The inability to hear and respond to that turned out to be important, even though, remember, the BJP, to its credit, had all the parties.
Sorry, Manisha, to interrupt you. We're going to go across to Sunil Prabhu, who's joined by Pramod Tiwari. Yes, Sunil, over to you, and tell us more about what's happening there at the Congress headquarters.
Well, Gargi, as you rightly pointed out, and I was overhearing Viraghav talk about UP being the story, no better than Mr. Pramod Tiwari to talk about it. This is clearly a big, even if those trends are clear, 43 in your favor against the BJP. What happened, Mr. Pramod Tiwari? How have you all been able to do it?
देखिए, जनता ने किया जो किया, पर ये बात राहुल जी और अखिलेश जी की ज्वाइंट मीटिंग्स में, अलग अलग मीटिंग्स में, और हम लोग जो मीटिंगें कर रहे थे, उसमें दिख रहा था कि कांग्रेस का खोया हुआ वोट बैंक, जो परंपरागत वोट बैंक था, वो वापस आया। और चूंकि सापा के साथ भी हम लोग थे, उनका वोट बैंक जुड़ा। दोनों ने मिलकर जो धोखे और जिस तरीके से कदम कदम पे वायदा खिलाफी हो रही थी, भाजपा को सजा देने का मन सेकेंड राउंड के बाद बना लिया था। और ये बात मैंने यहाँ पे जब मैं आया लौट के मैंने फीडबैक दिया और 35+ सीट बताई, तो लोगों को यकीन नहीं हो रहा था। पर मैं फिर कह दूं आपसे, परंपरागत वोटर लौट आया है और उसी ने ये सब किया है। जिस मुद्दों पे भाजपा चल रही थी, वो मुद्दा अब आखिरी बार हो गया। इसके बाद अगर कोई चुनाव होगा तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी वहाँ बहुत पीछे रह जाएगी।
But how did you see that the BJP, because all exit polls, all opinion polls, all indicators were showing that they were going to do very well. What went wrong for them?
देखिए, मैं किसी एग्जिट पोल के खिलाफ कुछ नहीं कहूँगा, पर इतना ज़रूर कहूँगा, इतने कम परसेंटेज पे वो लेते हैं। कब लेते हैं मुझे ये भी नहीं मालूम। ये कहानी जब चुनाव शुरू हुई उस समय हो सकता है ये एग्जिट पोल सही रहा हो, पर जैसे जैसे चुनाव बढ़ता गया, सेकेंड राउंड, थर्ड राउंड, फोर्थ और फोर्थ के बाद 5th, 6th, 7th ने पूरी कहानी लिख दी। आप जो सीटें आ रही हैं, आप इनका एक जायज़ा ले लें तो आपको लगेगा कि 5वें, 6ठे, 7वें राउंड में एक बड़ी कहानी लिख दी।
Pramod Sahab, the big issue that everybody has is मुद्दा क्या था? आप लोग what worked? क्यों SP और क्योंकि in 2019 this didn't work. What happened this time around that has worked for the Congress and SP, even though you don't have the BSP this time?
राहुल अखिलेश की जो गारंटी थी, खास तौर से कांग्रेस ने जो 5 गारंटी 7 गारंटी थी, वो सीधे जनता के बीच में गई कि कांग्रेस ऐसी पार्टी है जिसने राज्यों में जो वादा किया था वहाँ पे पूरा किया है। तो अगर केंद्र में ये कह रहे हैं तो ज़रूर पूरा करेंगे। मैं फिर कह रहा हूँ, अगर 5 से 10 किलो का डिक्लेरेशन चुनाव के पहले हो गया होता तो ये सीटों का नंबर और बहुत पहले बढ़ गया था।
I have my colleague Viraghav who wants a question. Yeah, go ahead, Viraghav. I'll ask Mr. Pramod Tiwari.
Look, giving you just the numbers, both in Amethi and Rai Bareli, Kishori Lal in Amethi and Rahul Gandhi in Rai Bareli leading now by a clear margin. Now, this is not just about numbers, Sunil. This is also a symbolic message down there. These were and I think that's the real import as far as UP is concerned. I mean, as somebody from the Congress, isn't that the real big story as far as for the Congress is concerned? Because the numbers are the SP's story, but Amethi Raebareli seems to be the Congress's story today.
That's right. That's a very important point. Amethi and Raebareli, sir, both KL Sharma as well as Rahul Gandhi leading, and it's a clear indicator, that things worked this time round. What is your comments to that? How do you respond to the fact that Smriti Irani is trailing?
रायबरेली और राहुल गांधी या गांधी नेहरू परिवार का रिश्ता इतना गहरा है कि पिछली बार हम एक सीट जीते थे तो भी रायबरेली जीते थे। दूसरी बात, इस बार राहुल गांधी को ये नहीं देखना है कितने वोट से वो जीतेंगे या हारेंगे, उनको देखना है कितने लाख वोट से जीते हैं। ये कंपटीशन था रायबरेली, मेरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी, जिससे मैं 9 बार 3 बार मेरी बेटी इलेक्ट हुई है, रायबरेली का बॉर्डर है। अमेठी में शुरुआत के 1 या 2 दिन चुनाव प्रचार के तो थोड़ा बहुत लड़ी स्मृति जी, फिर जब लोगों को लगा कि एक विकल्प आ गया, विकल्प की तलाश, तो राहुल गांधी की हार का बदला लोगों ने स्मृति ईरानी से लिया। राहुल गांधी को हरा के मैं कह सकता हूं कि अमेठी दुखी थी। उसने ये संदेश दिया है कि हमसे गलती हुई थी पिछली बार, हमारा नाता बना रहना चाहिए, और जिस आदमी को खड़ा किया हम लोगों ने KL शर्मा, वो नेहरू गांधी परिवार के बहुत निकटस्थ लोगों में है, तो लोगों ने स्वीकार कर लिया।
आप यूपी का लीडर है, आपका क्या एडवाइस होगा अभी राहुल गांधी, आप जब बोल रहा है कि ही हैज डन सो वेल इन, और ये 2 सीट जीत रहा है, एक है रायबरेली और एक है वायनाड, किसको रखना चाहिए, रायबरेली या वायनाड?
ये छोड़ देना चाहिए राहुल जी पर, और राहुल जी सही मौके पर सही फैसला लेते हैं, लिया उन्होंने, जैसे उन्होंने रायबरेली। मैं मानता हूं कि इन दोनों सीटें जो 41-42 गई हैं, थैंक यू फॉर आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन, ये राहुल जी के रायबरेली चुनाव लड़ने से, आप देखिए अगल बगल की सारी सीटें हम लोग जीत रहे हैं। दूसरा, अखिलेश जी का भी,
पर प्रियंका गांधी भी खड़ा होना चाहिए था ना सर।
मैं फिर आपसे कह रहा हूँ, गांधी परिवार में कौन खड़ा होगा कौन नहीं खड़ा होगा ये फैसला उस पर छोड़ देना चाहिए। हम पार्टी के लोग तो चाहते थे, पर पार्टी नहीं, निर्णय,
सुनील,
अब किसी को प्रचार भी करना था, अब प्रियंका जी ने बहुत सोच समझ के निर्णय
लिया। गो अहेड
Sunil, just to give you the numbers,
Viraj.
in Amethi, and since you're out on the field, you may not have these numbers. In Amethi, according to the Election Commission website, Kishori Lal leading by 24,512 votes. And in Raebareli, Rahul Gandhi leading by over 70,000 votes. So these are concrete sort of trends at the moment that we are seeing at the moment. It is fascinating at the end of the day, Sunil. These
and the big, I think.
Right. Thanks so much, Sunil, for joining us.
I think the big question, of course, will be whether Rahul Gandhi will keep his Raebareli or...
Or what was being talked about is that he would, leave the Raebareli seat and have his sister contest from there. But thanks so much, Sunil, for joining us with that. And, I think Amethi more than Raebareli is the big story. I mean, given Smriti Irani, who was this giant... Raebareli was always, Sonia Gandhi's. It was like a family bastion. The fact that in 2019, Smriti Irani had, defeated Rahul Gandhi from Amethi, and then once again she was looking for a big fight. She was looking for and hoping to again have a Gandhi, and then when they did not have a Gandhi,
the big question, worker trumping a big leader like Smriti Irani for
and
the
of course
BJP.
Priyanka Gandhi stayed there. She stayed in Amethi and Raebareli, and she said the reason she was not contesting.
This is a symbolic message, right? This is a symbolic message for all the...
If this holds, yes.
If this holds, it's quite symbolic, but I'm really interested to sort of see how the dynasty, anti-dynasty rhetoric that was being aired all through, Parivarvad, and all that happens. I mean, what will happen to that if both Amethi and Raebareli sort of goes into the Congress kitty again? And I mean, I don't think that the Amethi candidate was a real worker. He was sponsored by the family, so it's still a family seat.
He was somebody who was a party worker, very close to the family. He used to manage this constituency.
Absolutely, for them. So it was known that he was a proxy of the family.
No, so that's quite and Priyanka Gandhi stayed there on the ground. She stayed on the ground.
Shugata, is the fact that you have been speaking about dynasty all throughout.
Yes.
This is not just about when I say symbolic, it's not just about Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi campaigning there. I'm saying that the strategy of UP was that this time we will genuinely have a cohesive alliance with the Samajwadi
Correct.
Party, where both parties back each other everywhere.
No,
And Congress deferring to
win both these
Samajwadi
seats,
Party more than...
No, if they win both these seats, they have to credit Samajwadi Party for it, for the
Yes.
simple reason that all assembly segments, they don't have MLAs there.
Absolutely.
The men, machine, muzzle,
No, the Samajwadi
everything
Party
is...
MLA, one has crossed over.
Yeah.
The other one voted against the... So the Samajwadi Party was left sans its own MLA.
No,
They
but
were
it
taken
still
over
had
by the
workers.
BJP.
MLAs may have
Still had the
shifted.
people on
the
the
men
ground
and
which the
machinery was of
Congress
the
does
SP.
not have.
That's the
From the
question.
north, from UP Gargi, let's just shift to the other important state in the south, which is also an
Yes, of
assembly
course,
election.
Meera, yes.
Andhra Pradesh. I have to bring my South Indian instincts out here.
No, Andhra
Just
Pradesh we did
shifting
talk
quick.
about. Yeah, definitely, let's
Andhra
go there.
Pradesh as an assembly election that's down there. If we can pull those numbers of Andhra Pradesh, it's a clear romping win for the TDP, BJP, JSP alliance. It's a big hit for the YSRCP there. That's again seems to be firming up into a very, very clear result, right?
Right, definitely.
Supriya Srinath of the Congress joins us on the show. Supriya, which is the state that you are smiling the most about?
My home state of Uttar
That
Pradesh.
did
And I will
make
tell you why. Because
Yes.
all sorts of political experiments of hatred, of divisiveness, of distracting from the real issues was done both in UP and in Bihar. And at this point in time, when we're speaking at 11-12 a.m., 20% votes counted. The NDA at 287, we are at 232. The vote share is 46% versus 41%. I think we're going to make the leads, but I am extremely excited and very, very happy about Uttar Pradesh because the state of Uttar Pradesh has sent a very, very strong message. The reality, and to me, the headline, the takeaway from this is that the BJP at about 236, 238 with a loss of 65 to 67 seats. This is a moral loss for the BJP. This is a moral loss for Mr. Modi. No amount of ring fencing can prove me otherwise today.
All right, so that's, let's get a response from your former partyman now, BJP spokesperson Tom Vadakan there. Tom Vadakan, your response to where the numbers are right now, what Supriya Srinath there said regarding the UP numbers and the moral victory.
Well, we stand by what we said. We are our reports based on the Panna Pramukhs who have given us information on the kind of seats that we would win. And this is early time. These are all leads. Just wait, have a little patience, and you will see the turnaround. And when that you've seen something in Andhra happening. Now you will just wait. It's all leads. When we come to the original results, you will see the difference. This excitement, aag laga denge, and that impulsive mood of the Congress. Have patience. The election commission has spoken. Everything has been transparent. Till now, they were saying everything is, all institutions have been overtaken. Now, what is it? When they have a certain lead, EVM is functional and what have you. Before that, if they trail, well, EVM is not good. I mean, the EVM should be removed. Election commission should be, it's modified by Modi. These are things in democracy. You are a party that have ruled for 70 years. And if you do not play the right tune and you send out a message, elections are won and elections are lost. But at the same time, maintain certain decency in public domain. Your General Secretary comes and says the Home Minister has
Just get a response
spoken.
to that. Supriya Srinath, your response, and yes, a lot of Congress leaders did make many points. We're also joined by Salem Dharani Dharan. They're joining us from Chennai. But first, Supriya, your response to that. Various leaders of the Congress did raise points about the EVMs and about the counting.
I heard the question.
Yes.
I heard the question. I also heard the allegation. I will only ask Mr. Vadakkan to be gracious with your moral defeat. You are down almost 70 seats than your last tally. The country is giving you a message, and that message is that share markets where 3% people are invested don't decide the mood. Mujra nahi hai mudda. Mudda mehengai hai, mudda berozgari hai. You may want to distract from that. Doesn't matter. The people will not let you do that. I want to say one thing, and I want to say that very strongly. The BJP on its own right now is at a 236, 238. The alliances that they tried to stitch were all coaxed, were all on the basis of fear, were all on the basis of pressure. Most of these guys intimidated by agencies. You think a TDP, you think a JDU, you think a Rajbhar, you think a Nishad is going to stay with you. They're all going to desert you. The reality is that the BJP does not just staring at a moral loss, you're actually going to see your numbers dip very soon as well.
I think ultimately, Supriya, we'll have to wait till, let's say, 2 or 3 o'clock for those numbers to firm up. We don't know how it's going to play. Clyde is putting his hands up. Clyde, let's just shift focus from the UP to Maharashtra. The split in parties, both Sena as well as NCP, the agrarian discontent, several different factors playing out. From the trend so far, it seems to be the original Sena and the original NCP that seems to be holding out.
Well, I'm very thankful to you for mentioning original Sena and original NCP, and that's what the truth is. I mean, my current real-time data that I'm getting,
the people have proven that.
India Alliance is leading on 30 seats. And, the talks were that we are going to be decimated, we are going to be finished, and we are doing much better than that. That's what is actually happening on the ground here. In fact, my party, led by Honorable Sharad Chandra Pawarji, is leading 10 out of 10 seats. I just want to say one thing, and I agree with Mr. Tom Vadakkan, and, agree in the sense we have to wait, we have to have patience. And why I agree with him? I think he should have patience and he should wait, because BJP is going to do much worse than what it's doing right now. So wait, this time we are going to do much better than this.
Okay, we'll wait for the numbers to firm up. But I want to go across to my colleague Vasudha Venugopal, who's at the BJP headquarters here in New Delhi. Vasudha, so far it seems to be a jolt from the blue.
Absolutely, Veera, and that's exactly what the BJP headquarters is also reflecting. Let me tell you, in the morning when I came in, there were like hot puris and halwa being made, and there was a sense of euphoria, there was a sense of celebration, because exit poll numbers were what every spokesperson, every leader here was talking about. But now, let me assure you that those numbers are not being talked about anymore. But clearly, the BJP is also confident that it will reach the majority mark. There is a sense of caution, there is a sense of disappointment, obviously, because UP is showing numbers that seem very bizarre for the party, because when we had Ram Mandir representation, Ration, the BJP did think that everything was going in line with what it had thought. UP is the epicenter of Indian politics. Other than that, Maharashtra is also a place where the BJP made a lot of political realignment to suit its interest, and that is where the assembly elections are also going to be held. So if I can just ask my camera person to just show you the mood in the BJP office, the party is still confident. Yes, that was Mr. Khurana saying that it is still confident of forming. The party is still confident of forming the government, but clearly there is a sense of disappointment, there's a sense of caution. Every person that I'm speaking with is saying that, wait for some more time, have some patience. We believe in Modi, we trust in Modi. So that Modi magic, that trust in Modi magic is something that people seem to be believing in, at least in the BJP headquarters, but quite despondent from what was expected from the BJP headquarters, at least yesterday, after the exit poll results came out.
Right, well, not what the exit polls predicted, but yes, you have, Modi coming back for a third term, the way the numbers hold right now, and that in itself is a historic, development. It will be to have him come back for a third time, matching Jawaharlal Nehru.
I just want to ask, Vasudha, what's the buzz amongst the reporters there? Often reporters just tend to plan the rest of their day. Vasudha, what is the buzz amongst reporters there? All of you all talking about? It looks like it's going to be an extremely long day for all of us.
Absolutely, it's an extremely long day for all of us, and reporters are only blaming pollsters because there is a contest in many states, but pollsters were in some ways undermining that. But remember, like Gargi also said, Mr. Modi is coming back to power again. That's a sense of confidence that a lot of people, at least in the BJP office, seem to reflect.
No, absolutely, and Manisha Priyam here is also very quite satisfied with what she had predicted and the fact that the pollsters got it wrong, which is something she had also said. But we're also joined by Salem joining us.
Salem Dharnitharan there joins us, but in the studios, Gargi, Pradeep Bhatti of the Samajwadi Party joins us. Sir, we are all blaming the pollsters.
And sir, you should be looking a little more cheerful.
Predicted 295. Even that seems to be not coming through.
Their pollster.
We are very close to that 295. I think once the counting will complete, we will be close to that. But the real surprise was Uttar Pradesh. PDA, what the slogan which we have given, Honorable Akhilesh Yadav has given, has in majority voted for Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh Yadav ji. So BJP cannot fool all the people all the time. So what Uttar Pradesh people of Uttar Pradesh have shown the way to INDA and also to India. So that how we see, and once the entire counting will complete, there will be somewhere around 50 plus 60.
Sort of moral victory in a sense, given the kind of claims and allegations that were being made on the ground during rallies, talk of Pakistan's influence, talk of the various Muslim quota and a lot of Muslim bashing that took place. So in a sense, all that doesn't seem to have worked, and now some satisfaction there?
I think the level of what kind of language has been used, people of Uttar Pradesh does not like these kind of words which Honorable Prime Minister has delivered or spoken in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is a people where people were expecting about kind of jobs. They were looking what kind of poll promises made in 2014 and 2019. None of those promises were fulfilled, and really kind of issues which we raised related to paper leaks and unemployment, related to farmers, related to all what we have seen, marginalized class has been going down in terms of their income. So these were the core issues, and we stick to those core issues. Our whole campaign was very positive. Honorable Akhilesh Yadav ji put it was an inclusive campaign. Everybody was involved in it. Every class was involved in it. And on the other side, BJP, it was totally negative campaign. And I was very surprised to see even Honorable Prime Minister was trailing in a couple of rounds. So that is again surprise.
But yes, Srinivas Raju, do you agree with that? Is that what worked, or this chemistry between Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav, all the khatakhat promises that were being made?
I mean, if you look at
of course the Ram Temple, I mean, that didn't have the effect.
Exactly. I mean, I just wanted to start with the Ram Temple thing. See, we all thought that there is a quiet indebtedness for the Ram Temple having been built, but I don't see that working in UP where the whole thing has happened. That's one. And I think the other thing is the real yogi factor, I mean, something that we are not sort of looking at very closely, because he was supposed to deliver. He was, and retrospectively,
ground,
I think I want to ask
did
you this
feel
very quickly. When you make that point, Manisha and Sugata, how much of it is also the internal divisions within the BJP?
No, that's possible. That's
no,
and the Rajput factor and the fact that there was talk that Yogi Adityanath would
the fact that look at the fact on what happens on Braj Bhushan Charan Singh, an entire national government whose strongest credibility on the field is the Mahila board, dithers on Braj Bhushan Charan Singh and finally stops on Karan Bhushan.
But do you think that really had an impact?
One second.
Sure.
The fact was that there was one Rajput favored by one group, another Rajput favored by another group. Uma Shankar Singh, the Rajput from the BSP, who helped deliver the state assembly election in favor of the BJP last time and helped the BSP votes get to the BJP. Down and out, not in the field. Raja Bhaiya says my workers are free. Therefore, the Rajputs, I believe, were Thanda in Purvanchal. That affects Bihar seats also. So I would say the Rajput factor is very important, but aside from that, I would say the backward votes that remain with the BJP very strongly, still believe that the economic issues and hardships lead them to move
And
away.
the Mayawati factor.
The Mayawati factor,
And the Mayawati
and also
factor
I think retrospectively the Prime Minister or the internal reports were suggesting that things are not going well. So there was an effort at, attempt to polarize by, speaking on Pakistan or, Mujra and stuff like that. That I think became very sharp because I think their internal reports were clearly suggesting something else. This is, of course, a retrospective comment.
Pradeep, is this fact that, look, it's coalition, we were just discussing a short while ago, as far as numbers are concerned, it's Samajwadi Party which seems to have taken, done the heavy lifting. But, overall, is this a reflection of the cohesion at the grassroots between Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav? And I'm not saying SP and Congress, I'm saying between two leaders at the top.
I think before that, we are talking about women's in, we are talking about women, the maximum number of candidates which Samajwadi Party has filed is close to the women reservation bill. It was somewhere around 25-26%.
Which is very interesting given that this is the party of Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Less than 20. See, those are bygones. Those let's discuss these things.
I appreciate it. I'm just saying I appreciate this.
So things, the only issue is that is this time on the grassroots level also people of this Uttar Pradesh and the country have decided to throw out this government. So all the issues which were real issues, BJP was not talking about all those real issues. They were all talking about here they were trying to divert the issues. So that diversion does not work this time. All the issues, core issues were there on the ground, and everybody, including the top leadership and the workers were in coordination.
Let me take a little shift to my home state of Tamil Nadu, and I must tell you, it voted for one thing, Gargi. The ink on my fingers still on, and I voted in the first phase on the 19th of April. It's the power of the ink, and Salem Dharanidharan of the DMK joins us there from Tamil Nadu. Salem Dharanidharan, it's not 39-0 as the DMK expected. There seem to be some losses, but not too many, and the gains seem to be more towards the AIA-DMK. But when the vote share numbers come, is that what you will be keenly watching out for, how the game was played in Tamil Nadu?
See, I think before I talk about Tamil Nadu, I just want to say one thing to everyone. I think this election and more so UP has made one message clear. You can build temples. Ram Mandir was built in UP. It's great you build temples, but what people need is jobs. People need improvement in quality of life. People need better health care, and people need better education facilities. And that people have voted decisively. I hope whoever forms the government, I think this is very important now. Going to Tamil Nadu, right? As we have always predicted, BJP was only had a fake social media presence in Tamil Nadu. They never had grassroots presence. This I have reiterated in your channel as well as in many other numerous national channels. Annamalai is actually third now. He's fighting for second and third. There's a close fight for second and third. And not even 25, he's not going to
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Salem Dharanidharan. I just want to tell you that we are putting on our screens the vote share data as well. It shows the NDA at 17% vote share. Remember, in Tamil Nadu, a third force has never historically crossed a 10% vote share. And this is the NDA without the AIA-DMK and without the DMDK. So do you believe... I mean, isn't that, let's leave the euphemism. Yes, you may have had a clear win, but let's not forget the details. Isn't that a worrying sign?
Sir, not in 2014, if you remember, BJP was running a third front along with several other parties, and they did garner about 18.5%.
They had DMDK then with them.
But DMDK is now a gone force. DMDK was a big force then, not now. Now their vote percentage is not more than 1%. And PMK has about 6 to 7% vote share. And also BJP has the other parties of the O Pannirselvam, the former chief minister, and also parties of an actor who is famous in the south of Tamil Nadu. Right? So I think that in itself comes to about 10%. So BJP standalone, I do not know if it's more than 7% or 6% in Tamil Nadu. again, this is national elections and people vote differently for national assembly election. I think this number will reduce in assembly election because in 2014, the third front got 18.5% and same BJP in 2016 went to less than 2%.
Right,
I'm again pointing out, Selam Dharnidharan, on our screens, as you say, all of that
showing
on our screens from Tamil Nadu, the NDA seems to be up in 2 seats, taking an advantage in 2 seats. It's changing rapidly, which means it's a very close fight.
And then
Let's
down
hold
by
our
2
horses
seats,
still
yes.
till the end for the analysis, but it's a
a
clear win for the DMK.
And celebrations also, we can see those visuals of celebrations. Yes, quickly. Yes, Selam, go ahead.
So, but again, one of the seats is Dharmapuri, right, where there
DMK's Anbumani Ramdas's wife is contesting.
Right, but Ambumani's, when he was without an alliance, also won the seat in 2014 when AIDMK swept. So that can't be told as BJP's inroads into Tamil Nadu. That seat has primarily been a PMK seat, and even standing alone without any alliance, PMK has managed to win that seat once or twice. So that cannot be spoken about as success of BJP in Tamil Nadu. Success of BJP in Tamil Nadu, we'll see in 2026 if they can get more than double-digit vote share. Only then we can say that. If they are strong, then Annamalai...
I think we need to wait till about 4 o'clock to figure out much of it out.
Quick comment, Srinivas, Raju, and especially on Tamil Nadu, because it's been very interesting to see the kind of focus that we saw of the Prime Minister's over 20 plus visits over there, the Senggol, everything.
The 17% is a huge thing for the NDA or the BJP in Tamil Nadu.
And we know they're always in
and I will be very, very keen to see what happens to that 26% vote share that you're showing for the AIDMK between now and 2026. So how much of that will get cannibalized is a very, very interesting question.
But as you say that, Sugata, it's important because even if they open an account without the AIDMK or the DMDK there in Tamil Nadu, it's a symbolic victory. Deepshika Kumar, founder of Speaking, joins us now live. Ma'am, how do you see how this trends are now picking up? It seemed to be cementing, and it seems to have been an extremely close fight.
We're around 11:30 right now, and the NDA is 298. India bloc is at 225.
I think it's a very. I know the sentiments and expectations were right up there. The benchmarks were set up 400 KPAR, but I think I would like to give credit still continuing the years to the leadership that Prime Minister Modi had exhibited. I think, and I'm not a political expert, I'm more of a leadership expert, and I think that has manifested and continue to manifest itself in all the results that you're seeing. India is United States of India. It is very, very difficult. It was to get to that 400 number. It is democracy, which is extremely heterogeneous. To that extent, to get to where it is, and as you said, the numbers are still evolving. We'll see what the final tally looks. The benchmark was set very, very high, and I still believe that we'll get to where the leader would win and set up a clear way forward for us.
So far slogan, this is something I think we'll be talking about for some time to come, but do you think it turned out to be counterproductive in a sense that, and we saw it being reined back and then coming back after a few phases? What are your comments on that?
I think there are patches of surprises. Definitely you see UP being a big surprise, but you see the other side on the southern side of the country. I think that again, the numbers are still evolving, and I would want to see them come back to where they had initially envisaged themselves to be.
Right. Thanks very much there. We'll take a very, very short break.
And do remember to watch all you can check all the details on NDTV.com as well, where we're updating, every minute, every second as those numbers are coming in, as things are changing on the ground. So do log into NDTV.com also and keep checking all the data.
We'll slip into a very short break. When we come back, we'll get more firmed up results as they are coming in thick and fast.
Stay with us.
Welcome back. Those numbers flashing on your screens there. NDA at 295 leads the INDIA at 229. But the more important number is the one above that. BJP at 239 leads Congress at 96. Let's leave the Congress's number aside. That BJP at 239 is a number that everyone will be watching very, very closely. We have, of course, Amitabh Tiwari joining us here in the studios, and we also have Pawan Verma joining us online. Pawan, what's the sense you're making of the trend so far? It seems a fascinating contest, and it's something that's going to go down to the wire.
Many thanks. In my view, let us reserve final judgment for a little, because when things go down to the wire, every last round matters. But having said that, I think some things are very clear. And I had written about it extensively and spoken about it earlier, that somewhere there is a basic gulf between the stock market and the people of India. And the BJP campaign was faltering on 3 or 4 or 5 very major issues, notwithstanding the personal popularity of Mr. Narendra. The first was that the Mandir issue had peaked a little. In fact, had peaked. Second was the constant Hindu-Muslim rhetoric was having diminishing returns. The third was that the elimination of the BJP almost, because even the manifesto is called Modi Ki Guarantee, created a certain alienation in the party itself, including with the RSS cadres. The fourth was that in the BJP list, there are as many as 106 candidates who joined recently from other parties and were given tickets over and above workers of the BJP RSS who have been working for the party loyally for 30, 40 years. So it created resentment, even though some of them may win. The fifth was that perhaps the perception of targeted vendetta against leading politicians was being counterproductive for the BJP. And there were loyalties related to regional leaders and others which were sort of annoyed with this kind of absence of level playing field. The last was, and this is important, the last was that there are very legitimate grievances on the ground, notwithstanding some of the achievements of the Modi government. I mean, unemployment, price rise, inequality, and rural distress. And I think the BJP did not quite address some of its achievements into the manner in which it should have. And the Prime Minister reduced himself to a polarization strategy.
Right.
Which left...
Mr. Verma, I'd also like to get your comments on, Bihar. You that's a state, you were active in earlier, and so far it seems the NDA is leading there with 32. But Uttar Pradesh is the other one that we've been talking about. That's been very interesting to see how Samajwadi Party and the Congress combine has worked on the ground and given it's neck and neck. And so your comments on that whole talk of double engine sarkar, not really working now.
No. Simply said, in Bihar, our survey showed that the BJP, even if it had not gone into an alliance with the JDU, was on its own getting between 30, 32 to 33 seats. Having given 16 seats to the JDU, there was an element of doubt whether the JDU would be able to win its 16 seats, but there was no doubt about the 17 seats that the BJP would win, which it will probably win all. Now, if the JDU riding on the coattails of the BJP gets about 9, 10 out of its, and then you have the other members of the alliance, including the Chirag Paswan, the number has come to roughly the same. So the BJP number has not gone down, but the NDA number has gone down by 6 or 7 because last time they got 39. As far as UP is concerned, the two real shockers in this election, if these trends hold,
yes, those health
are
warnings,
UP and West Bengal.
Yes.
In UP, nobody expected that while there could be some hemorrhaging of the BJP's number of seats, that it would go down so appreciably below 60.
Since you mentioned that point, sir, you know, the number on our screens showing BJP down to 240. If the UP numbers had held, it would have been 270. So I think at the end of the day, that number could have been the major difference between a 272 or not at the end of the day. We'll have to wait, of course, till the exit polls, till the final numbers come out. But let's go across to my colleague.
Thank you so much, Pavan Verma, there for joining us.
Uma Sudhir as well as Radhika Ramaswamy join us. But Uma, first to you, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Of course, Telangana, the BJP making gains, but Andhra Pradesh, the big story for the TDP.
The big story from Andhra Pradesh, Veera, is really not to write off any politician. Less than 8 months ago, we saw Chandrababu Naidu in jail. His party did not seem to have the energy, nor seem to be able to have that kind of a political support from across different parties. And it looked like it was down and out for the 74-year-old Chandrababu Naidu. But of course, the turning point came with Pavan Kalyan, almost in a cinematic style. Power star he's called, but I would think he's the one who actually initially has given power to the Telugu Desam and went to jail and announced just outside jail very dramatically that he is going to be fighting the elections along with Chandrababu Naidu and with the Telugu Desam at a time when they were down and out. And I would actually give all credit to Pavan Kalyan for having made this alliance happen to ensure that there is no split in the anti-YSRCP vote. Two things that I must point out. One, that the alliance has worked very, very well between the TDP and the Janasena, because of which now it appears like Chandrababu Naidu will be able to form the government on his own in Andhra Pradesh. But much more importantly, given the figures of the BJP at the center, it appears that Chandrababu Naidu could actually become a kingmaker this time round, and that's a role that Chandrababu Naidu would love after quite a long time, in the wilderness, 5 years in the wilderness this time round, and 10 years between 2004 and 2014.
Point.
You know that he has played a role in national politics earlier. Getting a chance once again would be something that
the jail term probably,
worked
from him. Uma, would you say the jail term actually worked, given that he was thrown in, it, created that sympathy factor? And it's interesting that, Andhra is the one place I think the exit polls did actually get it right.
No, I think directionally they did.
Jagan also in jail.
See,
he was earlier in jail.
It's not exactly the sympathy factor, because as soon as Chandrababu Naidu got arrested, you could not see the sympathy factor playing out politically on the ground. It is a fact that Naidu has always had his admirers and supporters among the people of Andhra Pradesh, especially among the Kamma community, the youth, the people who looked upon him as, remember, he used to have the moniker of the CEO of Andhra Pradesh, someone who branded himself as the man of economic reform, someone who built Hyderabad, IT capital of the world. And that is what he had brought to Andhra Pradesh in 2014, when he promised people the same thing, that this is a state, bifurcated state with despondent people. And at that time, Chandrababu Naidu had seemed like the hope. But even there, it was the wily politician at work, because he realized once again that by himself, he may not be able to win the 2014 elections. And therefore, he came together with the BJP at that time, got the support of Pavan Kalyan, who was not contesting, and managed to win the 2014 elections. Once again, 2019, very similar situation. It appeared like the Telugu Desam was on a weak wicket, and YSRCP and Jagan Mohan Reddy were going strong. The Pavan Kalyan alliance really, and bringing in of the BJP through Pavan Kalyan, that has really helped and worked magic for Chandrababu Naidu, who of course campaigned very, very hard, and has in many senses been able to turn the election around by promising Jagan's welfare and something more in terms of development and jobs.
All the numbers are of parliamentary elections that's flashing on national TV, but the assembly numbers I will also put out. TDP at 130, JNP at 20. So it's a sweep for Chandrababu Naidu, much bigger than the scale of victory the TDP had in 2014 in Andhra Pradesh. So it's a double win for him. And the point that you made of Kingmaker, we'll see how the numbers play out.
Never say never in Indian politics. I think that's very important.
He waited outside the Congress. He waited outside the BJP. Patience pays ultimately in politics.
So he's actually reversed the 2019 figures in that sense, where they got 151 and 23 was the figure in 2019, and now TDP plus has become 152 and more, and Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSRCP seems to be limited to a 23 or less. Yes, that's the picture there.
Yes.
In Telangana, however, it's according to what we would have thought, 8 plus 8, the Congress and the BJP almost doing equally well in a space where the BRS has largely been decimated, at least as far as parliament elections go.
We have to cut across Uma to Prakash Javadekar. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Sometimes not again, because BJP.
I'm sorry to interrupt
Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll
just, and Radhika, do just wait on. We're just going across to where Prakash Javadekar is
without discrimination. Because LDF and UDF do discrimination. Modi doesn't do discrimination. And so 2 crore people are benefited by his welfare scheme out of 3.5 crore. Second, he has built real infrastructure. 6-lane highway, Kasargod to Thiruvananthapuram. People are seeing the progress. And Vande Bharat and many other developments. Simultaneously, all the diaspora of Kerala have also called their families to tell that vote Modi, because of him, our esteem in these countries where we are working has gone up. India's stature has risen, and Modi is the reason. And therefore, they also requested their families to vote for Modi. People have voted with faith, with 10 years, because in 2019, in Kerala,
Sunil Prabhu there at the Congress office, who has Salman Khurshid with him. Over to you, Sunil.
Over to you.
Thanks, Viraghav. I have with me somebody who's Uttar Pradesh has been the biggest surprise today in, in terms of everybody's got it wrong. So,
well, everybody's got it wrong because you can do Uttar Pradesh without me. This has become apparent because I didn't fight that election, but I went and I campaigned for people, and I hope that wherever I campaigned and whatever I saw will turn out to be true today when the results finally come in. But yes, it's a very pleasant surprise. It's a wonderful feeling. It's the beginning of an important chapter in the political life of Uttar Pradesh, and I hope that we can take it up forward.
The big question, of course, is now, because you were, you along with the other committees in this terms of alliances, forging the India alliance, you all are still short. Are you ready to open up now to your old architect, Nitish Kumar, or for that matter, Chandrababu Naidu?
That wasn't my mandate. My mandate was to bring people into an alliance. And once we brought them into alliance and elections began, then our mandate expired. Now, trying to bring people back into the Congress fold or into the India fold will depend upon who has the mandate to go out and do it. For each such task, you need special expertise. And there may well be people who have the expertise to go out and reach out to people who are neither committed to the BJP in one way or the other, nor beholden to the BJP in any form. And if they can come and they see promise in the Congress party and India alliance coming together and offering something, and they want to join, I'm sure that our leaders will be very anxious.
So you are open to the idea of because you all are slightly short in numbers. You need to get 272 for the president to call. Much depends on the president of India. The NDA alliance as a pre-poll alliance is anyway got the numbers, so they will be invited first.
Well, yeah, the point of inviting is to come and prove that you have. But to say that you have may be the beginning, but to prove that you have is the real end and the real test. So let them see. If they get invited first and they are able to show something, then we will talk about this even when they fail to do so.
Salman, there is one indicator, and that is, Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad Pawar in Maharashtra, that they could be poached by the NDA. Do you have those fears because you are part of that alliance? Do you feel that is a possibility?
I don't know if NDA leaders are fond of poached eggs, but I hope not. I hope not. Let's make it a good, decent vegetarian diet as far as the politics of this time is concerned. Let's not go out and try something which is unbecoming for a serious political party at this particular time. When the elections have gone off so well, when everybody is happy with the results, etc., in one way or the other, let's see what is the natural thing for people to do. Let's not speculate, let's not push anyone, let's not provoke anyone. Let's see what happens.
So just an update for you, the India Alliance will be meeting later this evening. Mr. Sharad Pawar is on his way from Mumbai to Delhi and will be arriving here in a short while from now. And really you can see every effort is being made to cough up that numbers come what may. These are initial trends, but nevertheless a clear indicator that things haven't gone completely in favor of the BJP, and they will definitely need to have certain political parties if they have to get the numbers right.
It's an important news update there, Sunil. We'll keep a close watch on
and
that
not just
India
that the
Alliance
India Alliance
meeting.
was going to be meeting later, but also the Gandhis are in a huddle right now. That news also flashing that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have gone to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's residence and they're in a huddle. But let's talk about Maharashtra, and we still have Radhika waiting there very patiently. And Radhika, tell us about the numbers so far, and again, not what the exit polls had predicted, and as far as the what Veera called the real Shiv Sena and the real NCP.
Original
ones.
But let's talk about Mumbai as well, Radhika. That's the place where the BJP changed 3 of its sitting candidates there.
Certainly, as far as Mumbai is concerned, 6 constituencies, of course, and in 3 constituencies, it is Sena versus Sena. And when I just look at the numbers here, what I'm seeing is close contest as far as Mumbai South Central and Mumbai Northwest is concerned, where UBT Sena is leading. It was Shinde Sena that was leading, and it's just changing after every 10 minutes. So it is a close contest as far as Mumbai is concerned. Piyush Goyal is the only one who is reasonably sort of leading with higher margins. Otherwise, the names had been changing as far as the winning candidate and the losing candidate is concerned. We still cannot call out, as far as the winners are concerned in Maharashtra. It is very, very close. If we look at the entire state, we are looking at Mahayuti ahead in 22 seats, MV ahead in 24 seats, but this could change. This could be, at a later point, Mahayuti ahead in 25 seats and perhaps MV ahead in 23 seats. So close to 24 seats for both the, alliance partners. It was entirely different in 2019. In 2019, clean sweep, almost 41 by NDA of the 48 seats. Now we are looking at a situation where it's so hard to predict even at this point, all because of the change in political landscape, the splits in Sena, splits in the NCP, which means, what the Uddhav Sena had been talking about, what the MV had been talking about right. Backstabbing, betrayal, all this had in fact played in the minds of the voters as well, which is why the result this time is drastically different from what it was in 2019. So still unable to predict if it's going to be Mahayuti or MVA.
All right, Radhika, thanks so much for joining us with that. And it's very interesting, Veera, obviously Maharashtra was one that nobody could call. Everybody was wondering whether the sympathy factor would work.
All those who travelled in Maharashtra pointed to an agrarian distress and other things, but we'll get that question across to Amitabh Tiwari in a bit. Just take a very short break now. We'll be back shortly.